A very warm welcome to Maya's IC21. There is no greater calling than to serve your fellow men. There is no greater contribution than to help the weak. There is no greater satisfaction than to have done it well. So we over here in Maya's IC21 channel want to contribute well. Not to a group, not to a clan, but to our 21st century. You and me together, we are making this 21st century a better place. And in this course, we are going to interview a lot of people. I'm Maya, I have been a radio jockey, a TV host, and a human resource professional. And I thought it is that time where I need to don another hat of that of an interviewer. When we're interviewing experts and specialists and champions, we're going to learn from their experiences, we're going to stay motivated, and we're going to stay inspired. And we have a very special guest to inspire us today. I'm sure all of us have grown up on superhero movies. One of my favorite superhero story is Batman and Robin. Today we have with us a batsman whose name is Robin. He is a versatile batsman. He is an ace wicketkeeper. He is an awesome fielder, an amazing human being. Let us welcome champion of champions, our superhero, Robin Uthappa.
Thank you, Maya.
Hi, Robin.
Hi. Hi.
Welcome to Maya's IC21.
Thank you very much.
Robin, I've heard a lot of good things about you. So let us start from there.
Okay.
Whoever I've interacted with from your team and people around you, all of them have one thing to say about you, that you're Mr. Nice Guy. So let's start from there. So being nice, does it add to the scheme of things?
Well, I think they've been really kind by calling me a nice guy. They've probably seen the not so nice side as well, but they've been fairly kind. So I'm grateful to them. And yeah, I think being nice has its pros as well as its cons, but more pros than cons, I think.
So Robin, starting from the very beginning, did you start dreaming big very early in life?
I'd have to say yes, I did. I think growing up as a kid, my biggest dream or the dream always was to play cricket for India. Okay. And I'd spend hours playing by myself, visualizing me batting alongside different greats of the country. And I think I was fortunate enough to go ahead and have those experiences with said such great individuals. And I think one of the reasons that happened is because I kind of visualized it from a very innocent place. Yeah.
And talking about it, Robin, I think one of the high points was, when you were playing the maiden T20 World Cup. And I think nobody can forget the final over when you guys won the cup for our country. So I think it was the last over, the bowl out. I think Virendra Sehwag had hit the stumps. And then I think Harbhajan had hit the stumps. And then it was finally you.
Yep.
And I think you sealed the win for India. I mean, I'm sure there's so much pressure, especially since it is against Pakistan.
Well, that was actually the first league game that we played against Pakistan. Our first match in the tournament got washed out because of rain. Right. And then we all made our international T20 debuts the following game against Pakistan. Right. And that happened to end up as a tie game. Right. But something that we did well as far as our preparations were concerned was that we made sure that we practiced the bowl out. We played it as a game, as a part of our warm-ups during the tournament. And at the end of the warm-ups, we'd finish up with this game where batsmen would play against bowlers. And more often than not, the guys who hit the stumps were batsmen. So when the opportunity came up, and when it came up, I just went up to MS and I told him, I'm going to bowl. And he didn't even blink for a minute, and he said, okay, go bowl. And yeah.
So there was no pressure at that point in time?
No, nothing whatsoever. I was very excited and to have gotten that opportunity, and I just wanted to execute the skill, and I was very confident of hitting the stumps, so I just went ahead and did it. And kind of the celebration was not planned, but it was very instinctive, so
and I think that caught the attention of everyone, because I think it came out beautifully as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think nobody could stop celebrating after that. So after performing really well in IPL season, Ravi Shastri actually commented, it is not idli, it is not dosa, it is not medu vada, it is not rava dosa, it is Uthappa on the menu. So it became such a famous comment, and you actually became, South India's poster boy after that.
I wouldn't go on to say that much, but well, yeah. Initially, I used to get teased a lot about my surname, but after a point, I kind of embraced the hate.
I'm sure you got used to it down the line.
Well, in school, it used to be a little difficult, but I think once I got out of school, it got, once I became a little popular, and then the Uthappa name wasn't made fun of in a bad way.
Right, yeah. So I think you did that for the surname, I think.
Never the intention, though.
Yeah. And Robin, like it is said, that for successful people, it is very important as to what you tell yourself. So when you're going down to bat, what do you talk to yourself? What do you tell yourself?
Well, right at that point, there's you're not really saying anything to yourself because you're already in kind of a zone. So I'm of the belief that there are no failures. I think you either win or you learn.
Right.
So for me, if I don't achieve something, then there's a lot of learning that's involved in that phase, and in not achieving something, you tend to learn a lot more than achieving
yes.
What you've set out to achieve, because you understand a lot about your character at that point. Because sometimes in the adulation and in the joy of achieving success, more than inward, I don't think you look at things from a perspective where you want to grow. You want to enjoy the success, and rightfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so.
But I think when you meet, say, I wouldn't want to go ahead and call it failure, but when you meet a situation where things don't go your way, you tend to look at it from a perspective as to, okay, how can I get better? Where did I fall short? What can I improve on?
Yes.
Yeah, so you tend to look into yourself and look at where you can improve. And I think that's helped me and served me a lot as a human being in my life.
And that is the phase that we were talking about, Robin, when, 2011, like you said, maybe you were not doing very well then, and you're not playing for India. So maybe I think this was the time you said that, no, I could not celebrate other people's success. So it kind of gone bitter on the inside.
Well, yeah, I think I went through a few personal things, and I wasn't able to focus on cricket the way that I wanted to. I wasn't as driven as I wanted to be. I wasn't enjoying my cricket at that phase, and I reached a point where, when I was completely honest with myself, which is a very hard thing to do, you tend to be able to look at things as they are. And when I did that, I realized that I wasn't enjoying other people's success, and I was seeing my growth in the failures of other people. And I've never considered myself to be that person. That kind of a person. I've never perceived myself as that kind of a person, and I know that that's not who I am. And at that point, I didn't want anything to do with that feeling or being that person that I felt at that point, that I wanted to drop everything and
just go and settle in
and leave and move and kind of hit refresh on my life again. Because for me at that point, it would help me escape from a lot of things that I was experiencing. And fortunately, I didn't make that decision back then.
Fortunately for all of us,
I didn't make that decision back then. In fact, my wife was instrumental in me not making that decision. She played a role where at that point, we weren't romantically involved, but we were best friends at that point. But she just said, why don't you defer your decision by 6 months? See what happens, and see if you can play cricket for the reason that you started playing cricket. You started playing cricket because you love the game. So for 6 months, maybe try and finish off on that note, so that later on in life you probably won't look back and look at it and regret. I was in very bad shape actually. I was, I think, about 25 or 26 years old, but I looked like I was 40.
You put on some weight.
A lot of weight. So she hooked me up to her nutritionist back then. Started working with him and made a few basic changes, started losing weight, started feeling good about myself, And as soon as I started feeling good about myself, I started performing well, started enjoying my game, and I think my life just kind of changed at that point. I think I just went through a part of my life where I bent a curve in my life, and incidentally, at that same point in time, I was playing with Pune Warriors, and my current personal coach, Praveen Amre, and I happened to have a conversation, because at that point the urge of wanting to play for India came back, and performing and doing well came back, and it was in a big way. And we had this conversation, and things kind of clicked between us. And next thing I know is that Sir and I started working together. When I look back at it now, it's the most amazing phase that I went through. But when I was in that phase, I went through a lot of struggle. As in, for me personally, to change everything that I knew about myself as a cricketer, as a batsman, and to start from scratch was possibly the most demanding and challenging thing that I went through as a cricketer. It was emotionally extremely challenging, physically extremely challenging, and but today when I look back at it, it's something that brought out the best in me, and made me experience the depth I have as a human being.
Unlearning bit is very difficult, right, Robin?
Oh,
they
yes.
they say unlearn, but how do you unlearn?
I think for anyone, unlearning a habit or something that you do, a skill, is very, very difficult.
Very difficult.
So it's like saying,
and since you've done it,
so it's like saying all your life you've written with your right hand, so
and
now you have to forget writing with your right hand and then start writing with your left hand. And that is exactly what I did with my cricket and with my batting. And a lot of stalwarts of the game thought I was nuts. They said, "Why are you doing this?" But I knew that I was doing it for a reason that was very, very special to me, was very close to my heart. I knew that there was always a gap in my technique that I wanted to fill. And whatever level of cricket I played, I knew that the gap in my technique was very evident. And I wanted to fill that gap. I wanted to make sure that that gap doesn't exist anymore. And I knew that for me to do that, I had to go through this process. It doesn't make your journey less painful, it just makes it more fulfilling. Because you reach a place, and for me, I had to kind of learn that the hard way, because there's so much of fighting that I did with myself. There's so many sessions of batting where I had to stop, because emotionally I couldn't continue anymore, because I had to stop. Because you've done something your whole life, and then one day you decide to up and change everything about it. And then you're trying this new thing. And you reach a phase where you've tried the new thing long enough where you don't remember the old thing. But you're still not confident with the new aspect. And you feel like you're in no man's land. It's like you don't belong anywhere. And when you feel that about your core skill, it's frightening. And but you need to trust that process. Because if you stop there, then you're going to be lost for the rest of your life or career, or you'll have to do something else. But if you go on with that, then you build strength, and you will be able to kind of let go of this and let this be where it is, and then you build strength on the other aspect. It grows and grows and grows and grows until you become that aspect.
I hope you're inspired today. I hope you're motivated today. If you did feel motivated and inspired, like our channel, subscribe to our channel. Let us sign off with IC21 parting shot. If you're going through the lowest of the lows, remember to cherish that experience, because this experience will take you to the highest of your highs. This is Maya signing off for Maya's IC21 TV. IC21 for a healthier, happier, prettier and a better 21st century.